Hey everybody, welcome back to the IHC Craft Room. Today is live number 6 of the Sweetheart Season series, and we're going to be making a beautiful Valentine's Day themed wreath. I'm super pumped because the center of our wreath is going to be this gorgeous dot painted heart that we made together on Tuesday earlier this week. So if you want to make one just like this, Mary from the future is going to tag that video up in the corner over here. But I'm also going to link it in the description below. So feel free to check that out and you can dot along with me and make one just like this for your own wreath. But for today, we're going to use this and all this fun stuff and some other random stuff that I have laying around here to make a wreath. And we're going to start by making our base out of Deco Mesh using the bubble method, which is, I'm a big fan. It's super fast. And I'm going to show you all the steps. So let's get started. I'm going to clean this area off. Actually, should we start by putting the pipe cleaners on it? No, we can do that after. We'll do that after. Let's focus on getting our base wreath ready to party. Okay, so I am going to be using white pipe cleaners for this. I've got 3 different colors because we're going to need them for 3 different things. I'm going to use the white for the base wreath, the red for our ribbon bundles, and then the black for the sign. So, yeah, let's get started by getting our Deco Mesh math cleared up. So first of all, we're using a 14-inch wire wreath frame base. It has 6 sections all the way around, and we're going to be making 4 bubbles per section. Each of those bubbles will be 8 inches so that they poof out really nice and full. And we're going to be using these 2 colors. I'm going to actually be using 2 red and 1 white for each. For the entire wreath, but we end up using 2 full rolls and a bit of each. And I don't have 2 full rolls of white. I have a bunch of random pieces. So we're going to be doing a little bit of Frankensteining tonight, which is going to be perfectly fine. But in total, you would need 6 full rolls of Deco Mesh to complete the entire wreath. So let's get started with that. I'm super pumped. I always enjoy using the bubble method. I feel like it's one of the fastest ways that you can make a wreath. So I'm jazzed about it. So first thing is, let's get prepared. I'm going to cut all of my pipe cleaners in half because we don't need them this long to attach to the wreath. Now, if you would prefer, you can totally use zip ties instead. I have used zip ties for bubble wreaths before. It's just whatever blows your hair back. All right, so that's good. We're going to start with 1 white. Where's all my Deco Mesh? Over there. And 2 red. So what I have in mind, something to always remember when you're working on a bubble method Deco Mesh wreath is the color of Deco Mesh that you have on top is the one you're going to see the most when the base is done. And I want white to be the top color. So I'm going to have 2 red because then I will pull the red out and you'll kind of see peaks of red. You'll see what I mean. So we're going to start by rolling out our Deco Mesh. Now, it's important that you roll it the right way. And the right way is over your roll, just like this. Okay? So if you think of a toilet roll, do you roll it over or do you roll it under? Well, if you roll it under at my house, I'll kick you out because we like to roll it over. So that's what we need for today as well, because that means the Deco Mesh will be in a natural curving position, which will be helpful for us with our bubbles. So 2, we're going to stack them one on top of the other, just like that. And same with the white, all in a row. Wow, this white is really janky on the end, but that's okay. We won't need that part. You won't see it. Let me move this out of the way. All right. Let's get started. I'm going to roll these out a bit. So this is basically what we're going to be doing for the entirety of the wreath. We're going to keep stacking our Deco Mesh, laying it flat, and measuring out. So we're going to start by grabbing the end of our Deco Mesh. You want to give it a good couple of inches because of these janky ends, and also because we're going to attach it to the wreath base and it'll give us a little bit more runway for that. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 inches, and basically all we're going to do is scrunch, scrunch, scrunch all the way. Just gather it all into your hand just like that. See? And now I'm going to take a pipe cleaner and we are going to tuck it under and through. So I'm going to be placing all of them on these 2 inner rings, just like that. Remember, we're doing 4 bubbles per section. And I'm starting here on the crossbar because that way it'll be nicely, tightly secured on that one spot. I'm going to do my best to secure to all of the crossbars. Not important, but I prefer it so that I know I've got 4 in each section. Okay, so now that we have it tucked under, just like that, I'm going to take my bundle and put it across that bar. Oh, did you pop out? Come out, bro. And we're just going to tie the pipe cleaner with a couple good twists. Okay, now everybody look away because I'm going to twist it 14 times. Now you only need to twist it like once or twice, really. But I have a twisting thing. Don't talk about it. Okay, so we've just started our wreath just like that. Now, eventually I'm going to tuck this through to the back just like that. Okay, and now the tail is going to sit on the back of our wreath. We'll deal with that a little bit later. Don't worry about it. But for now, what's important is that you've secured your Deco Mesh to the wreath base right there. So now let's go ahead and straighten out our Deco Mesh a little bit. We need some more runway here. Now I'm using an art stone to hold my Deco Mesh down. You can use a pair of scissors or anything you want. But if you're interested in making a beautiful art stone just like this one, I dot painted this last year or the year before, I can't remember, for Valentine's Day. And Mary from the future will put that video up here in the corner for you if you're interested in watching that. But stick around because we're in the middle of making a wreath now. You can't just leave. Okay. So like I said, we're going to go for 8 inches. So that's right here. And we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go ahead and scrunch right there at the 8-inch mark and gather it between my fingers, just like that. And now we're going to pull and pop. You see that? And that's our first bubble. Beautiful, right? And we're going to do the same thing with the pipe cleaner, which is tuck it under. Now, I learned the last time if I bend this, it's easier for me. So I'm going to tuck it in underneath the 2 middle rings so that it's sticking out the other end. And there we go. A couple good twists. Now, don't worry about cutting down your pipe cleaner pieces once you're done your twisting. You can if you want to, but trust me when I tell you, you won't see them. Once this is full, you won't see them at all. So it's totally a personal preference thing. You do you. So we just finished our first bubble. I really hope I have enough white Deco Mesh for this now that I'm looking at it. We'll see. If we don't, I will find a way to pivot. It's one of my favorite things about crafting is sharpening my pivoting skills. Okay, I'm going to bend that a little to help me tuck it in between and out the other side. Beautiful. Yeah, I like that. Oh, this is going to look so pretty. Look at how pretty it looks already. With this red peeking out. This is going to be so pretty. I've never done this color combo before. I don't think I've done the, I've never made a wreath exactly like this before, where I've dot painted a mandala heart and then done this color palette. So I'm excited. There we go. 8 inches again. And that's pretty much what we're going to be doing all the way around. It's a really simple process, easy to do, easy to remember. Oh, I bent that too much. And you can use, actually, every single thing we're using tonight is a piece of material from the dollar store. I don't think anything, maybe one of my ribbons might be from Michael's or Costco, but just because I happen to get them from there, you can get beautiful ribbon from the dollar store as well. So you could totally make this wreath with everything from your local dollar store, which I love. It's basically how I always craft. I'm always buying things from the dollar store because why not? They've got some good stuff these days. They've really upped their game in the last few years. Although I've been having a really hard time finding shapes of frames other than round. So I'm a little bitter this year, I'll say. Okay, we are on bubble number 4, which means we're finishing up this first section. Don't worry about them being a little bit wonky right now. When we're done the entire wreath, we're going to go back and we're going to fluff them all out and spread them out and make them look stunning. But for now, I'm going to focus on getting it across this crossbar right here. So I'm going to go and slide my pipe cleaner in between and through. See that? And then we're going to put our Deco Mesh down and grab the pipe cleaners, give them a good couple of twists. Look away while I twist more than a couple of times. And there we go. We got section number 1, Donski. Now let's move on. We're going to get this whole base done. I want to say within a half an hour. Let's hope I'm right. I'm not good at estimating the time of doing my projects, honestly. I try to aim for a couple of hours at most, but sometimes it takes longer. You know, creativity. Enjoy it. If you have the time, no need to rush, right? Okay, so 8 inches, and we're going to scrunch, 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 and pull this over. I'm going to grab my pipe cleaner, tuck it in under the 2 middle rings, and poke it out from in between. There you go. You got there in the end. You got there, bro. And we're going to tie this down. So you see what I mean about the pipe cleaners sticking up? You won't even see them, right? Can't even tell. See? Boop. Nothing to worry about. No stress. We can stress about other things, but not that. I actually am a little concerned that I might not have enough white. What will we do if that happens? Oh, well, we'll figure it out. Eight inches. Scrunch it up. Pop it up like a nice bubble. Let's grab my pipe cleaner and tuck it. Again, you could totally use zip ties for this. I often use zip ties for securing my wreath bases. It's totally a personal preference thing. Okay, where are we at? We got 4 for the first section. We're on number 2 for the second section. So this is going to be bubble number 3. I was actually debating the other day if I wanted to try to make a wreath with only 3 bubbles per section and see what I think of that. I wonder if maybe I should try that tonight. But now that I'm already halfway, I could move these if I really wanted to. Now let's stick with 4 bubbles for tonight. I hope I don't regret that. And go, see, if I had only done 3, I'd had enough white. Yeah, because I sometimes feel like I like these bubbles a lot. I really enjoy the look of a bubble wreath. But in the past, I've done 5 bubbles in a section, and that's, to me, way too much. I've done 4 the last few times I've made this style of base wreath. But I still feel like sometimes it really pushes my ribbon bundles in, which is the look. But part of me is like, I wonder if I put less bubbles, if my ribbon bundles would open up more, which logically they should. I'm really kind of on the fence right now. If I wanted to fix this, I'd have to do it right now. But I'm not going to do it. Stop it. Stop talking about it. Move on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is number 4. So I'm going to tie it to the crossbar like we did on the last one. And just go across diagonally like that, if you can see that. And I'm going to put my Deco Mesh over top. Stop running away. Come back to me. And we're just going to tie that down. 1. And we got 2 sections done. I would say I'm about halfway through both of my red Deco Mesh rolls, and I'm nearing the end of this white one. I don't know, anybody who's joining in now, I didn't start all of these as brand new rolls. I have a bunch of half white rolls that we're going to be making use of tonight. So hopefully they will stretch all the way to the end of this wreath. But if not, we're going to we're going to go rogue. We're going to figure it out. We'll pivot. Like my friend Ross said. Okay, 8 inches, and we're going to scrunch. Gather that in my hand, just like that, and pop it into a bubble. And we'll tuck the pipe cleaner under the second and third ring, so the 2 inner rings. Give that a good twist. And there we go. Bubble number 1 of section number 3. Okay. You're getting so empty now that you're rolling really quick, eh? That's okay. That's what my trusty art stone's for. To keep you under control. Beautiful. I'm trying to keep it pretty taut because, first of all, you'd be wasting your own Deco Mesh, right? 8 inches is plenty of Deco Mesh for a bubble. You don't need any more wiggled in there, you know? There we go. 8. To me, the hardest part about this is this part right now. You see when you go to drag this section onto your wreath base and you pull this whole tail with you, it irks me. But it's easy. It's just a little bit annoying. It's kind of like, get off my hand, bro. I'm busy. I'm bubbling over here. Why are you dragging me back? So dramatic, Mary, all the time. Well, if I can't be dramatic when I'm crafting, when can I be? You know? Okay, I think this is going to be the last unwind of this white. We're at the end here. Oh, I love when they tape it to the roll instead of putting those staples, man. When they put staples on the end, the cursing that happens in my head is pretty loud. All right, let's lay this out. We might be able to get 2 bubbles out of that. Let's see. This red underneath is a little too energetic. It's you. Yeah, it's you. Control thyself. Definitely 1. I don't know about 2. This is the 3rd, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to tuck under. Oh, you don't want to, huh? I should have it curved on that end. Oh, look at you using your noggin, Marietta, girl. I'm curving the wrong end. Oh, well. I'm cute. I don't have to be smart and cute all the time. I can pick from time to time, you know. Yeah, okay. We're not going to get to 8 inches with this bit of white that's left. So we are going to do a little bit of Frankensteining here. Actually, let me see. Because if I can tie this to the crossbar, I'd be happy. Because this is number 4 for me, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is going to be the 4th bubble. So I'll be able to tie it to the crossbar. Oh, you know what? I do have enough. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. You again are getting rowdy. Straighten up. Good. Okay, hold this for me. Thank you. Do you see how this red is going all crazy over here? What's your deal? Get it together. All right, beautiful. So we're going to grab it at the 8 inches again right here. And I'm going to scrunch. And then we are going to go again across that crossbar right there. I'm going to bend this end. And then tuck. Oh, man, that works so much better. Okay, so we're going to tuck that just like this. Now, I don't need to cut the red yet. We've got enough that I can do at least a couple more bubbles out of the red. So I'm just going to pretend. You know what I should have done is I should have put that in the same I might tuck this white into there. Let's think. Instead of having to add another, then we could just keep going. You know what I mean? But would you see this? You might see this. Let's see. Well, first you need to be cut because you're all kinds of janky. Which, I mean, doesn't really matter, but I'm going to cut it anyway. It'll make me feel better. Okay. If I tuck that here, will you see it? No, because it'll be between the bubbles. I think this will be fine. So I'm going to open up this pipe cleaner that I already twisted closed so diligently 7,000 times because I have a twisting issue. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to take this end and kind of scrunch it a little bit so that I've got like maybe about 2 inches. And I'm going to tuck that into the same bundle there and get that pipe cleaner around both ends of the old white roll and now of the new white roll. And we're going to hope that you won't be able to see that once we've fluffed and puffed everything. And I bet you we won't. All right. We've got the old one here, which I could cut down a little bit if I need to. We'll see. We've got the new one. Why are you being all stringy? That's not cool. All right. It's like it never happened. I just used my magic wand in case you guys didn't see it because I'm so fast. I'm sure you probably missed it. What can I tell you? Hey. All right. I'm going to be playing that game a lot tonight, I think, because now the red ones are going to run out and this one's still going to have some. So it's fine. It's totally fine. All right. So we are starting. We've already completed 1/2 of this wreath. This whole half is done. Now we're starting the next half. So 3 more sections left. And okay. So we want 8 inches. Scrunch. We're going to grab it right there and then puff it up. And we're going to tuck the pipe cleaner under the 2 inner rings and out the other side, and then attach the pipe cleaners, give it a couple good twists. Okay, here we go. Just like that. These red ones really just... All right. Just rowdy. They're rowdy. Nice. I really like this method for a few reasons. Number one, the bubble method in general is just a really fast method to make a really statement base wreath. It's super full. You can make, and I mean, Deco Mesh, man, Deco Mesh has so many stunning, vibrant colors, which is another beautiful part of this. And the other thing I really enjoy about it is that you really have so many combinations you can use, and you're not really doing anything that's that difficult. You're measuring literally 8 inches. In this case, you can make your bubbles bigger. You can make them 10 inches. You could make them 6 inches if you want them smaller. It's up to you. I've kind of always sat with 6. Oh, you know, I've always done 8. Maybe I should try 6 one day. Maybe my next bubble wreath. Okay, this is the 3rd one in this section. The other reason I really like this bubble method is because as much as I love the vibrant colors of Deco Mesh, anybody who's ever worked with it knows that it is really known for its flyaways. All of those stringy pieces that just are something you have to accept when you work with Deco Mesh. But if it's something that irks you, then this method is definitely going to be high on your list because it's a no-cut method. As you can see, I haven't had to cut it until I was fixing a janky end or something, you know? So that's another great reason why this is a wonderful method to use to make your base wreath. Okay, we need one more bubble for that section. And we are right at the end of both of these red rolls. More so on the bottom one. The middle, the top one's got a little bit more. This bottom one is for real. All right. So now this one is the fourth of our section. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it's attached to the crossbar. That crossbar right there. Let me get my pipe cleaner. There you go. See? In between. And then we're going to grab that bubble and the pipe cleaners, and they're going to be friends. They're going to hang out. It's going to be a good time. Wonderful. 2 sections left. Okay. These are the staples I was cursing earlier. I guess only that white roll was going to have tape. If you like making things out of toilet paper rolls or paper, like wrapping paper rolls or something, highly recommend using these ones from Deco Mesh. They are very, very stable and hard to like break apart. So they'd be really good for crafting if you're, you know, interested in making something with that. Yeah, there's quite a bit left on this one, but I'm actually going to cut it at the same spot because I'm not about to start adding 17 rolls if I don't have to. We're going to put both of the red at the same time and try to make life as easy as possible. All right, so we're starting the second last section, and this is bubble number 1. I'm going to scrunch at 8 inches. And thread the pipe cleaner under the 2 inner rings. Just like that. You could probably do it on just one of those rings, the second one or the third, whichever you prefer. I don't think it would make that big of a difference. The reason why I like having it right in the center is because I feel like it just helps the bubble stay centered in general, like in the center of the whole ring instead of just being hanging on. Okay, so you're done, eh? Let me see if I can get one more bubble out of you. Where is it? Here. I think so. Too bad. I like to start a roll on a crossbar if possible, just because it's fun. But it's okay. It's not going to make a big difference at all. Oh boy, we're coming up on the end. So in my opinion, the end of the bubble wreath is the most complicated, or the most challenging rather, not complicated at all. It's super simple. It's just challenging because you start to lose real estate to fit your hands in because all these bubbles, it's like the walls are closing in, the bubble walls. Okay, so that's number 2. And I'm going to keep my white roll. This is going to be a challenge too, so I'm going to have to tuck it underneath. We're going to do the same thing we just did before. Let me cut this. And this is going to get cut as well, but later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to thread this through the base of my wreath just like that. Actually, no, on this side because we're still on this section. Okay, just like that. Let's work together, guys. We're going to do this. We got 2 more rolls of red. These are full rolls, which we're obviously not going to need. I only have 2 more bubbles on this section and then the 4 here, and we're done. So very little of this are we going to be using, but that's okay. That's okay. 1. Remember, again, we're always unrolling our roll so that it's over and not under. And that's just because by going over, you get a nice full plump bubble. instead of having to fight the natural curve of the Deco Mesh by doing it the other way. All right, so now we've got our 2 red. I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to scrunch them around the 2-inch mark like we did before. So right around there, right here. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this pipe cleaner and I'm going to slide these underneath the other ones and then retie this. So I need like maybe 2 more hands. This is going to be a challenge. Okay. So you guys, this pipe cleaner, you have to stay there or I swear I'm going to lose it. Okay. The white, lift them up. We're going to tuck the red under. Oh, the pipe cleaner moved. See, I told you to stay, didn't I? Oh, no, it stayed. Bravo. Okay, so now all of them are on this one pipe cleaner. Let's see if you can even see it. I bet you can't. Got the red tail from the old row under here, which we'll cut later. Beautiful. That worked out very well. Because again, these bubbles are so poofy that you really won't see anything in the in-between of them. And if you do, I'll cover it. I'll cover it with a ribbon bundle, or I'll cover it with, I don't know, a shiny heart or something. Don't worry about it. Stress not. All right. So where were we before all this ending of rolls and starting of rolls nonsense? That was bubble number 2. So we're on bubble number 3 of the second last section. Here we go. We return to our regularly scheduled programming. We're going to clean up the back of this wreath in the end. So all these pieces of Deco Mesh that we started and ended, you won't even be able to tell from the back. So worry not. Okay, this is number 3. All right. And now we're running short on the white. If I have to change the white just for one bubble, I'm going to lose it. I mean, I'll do it, but I'm not going to be happy about it. All right. This is number 4 of the second last section. So we are almost done. We are in the home stretch. How's my heat gun doing? I mean, my glue gun. It's doing good. Okay. We're going to need you for the next part. Oh, I didn't count right. I'm going to need more. I have to cut a couple more pipe cleaners. Okay, so again, for this one, I'm going to tie it to this crossbar here. So I'm going to thread my pipe cleaner under and across, just like that. And we'll put the Deco Mesh in the middle and give it a good twist. Twisty, twisty. Twisty, twisty. Okay, good. All right, we are on the final section now. The last 4 bubbles. And I only have 1 piece of pipe cleaner left. How can that be? I really didn't count this well. It's okay. I have more pipe cleaners. I always have more pipe cleaners. We are ready to continue. All right, here we go. Last 4. What are we? 34 minutes in. So 40 minutes at most to make this base wreath. I think that is like lightning speed. I'm like the Flash. At least definitely in comparison to the way I used to make Deco Mesh bases, which was a curly method, which is also lovely and really pretty and impactful as well. But it takes significantly longer to do it though. So, you know, you got to have the time and the patience. And when I'm crafting on my own, I don't mind that because I'll do it in more than one sitting. But for a live, it's not ideal because it would take a little too long. Bro, you better not make me have to put another one of your friends in. I swear. We've already done one. I only need like 3 more. Think long. Okay, this is bubble 2. I think I might actually be able to get 4 bubbles out of that white. That would totally make my day. Give you a little eep. Okay. Now we're really going to start with some challenge because of the space issue and also threading the pipe cleaner underneath when you have stray Deco Mesh from the end of this roll. See that piece? It kind of stays in the way, but we'll work around it. Okay, that's 2. Let's go for number 3. Oh my God, look at this white. It is playing with me. Can you make 2 more? I think you can. I have faith in you. I think you can do it. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so thrilled. Oh my God, this totally made my day. I don't have to put in another white roll. Yippee. Yippee. Okay. We're going to try to tuck this. Tuck, tuck. I'm sure you can't see anything of what I'm doing, but don't feel bad. I can't really see what I'm doing either. It's that poofy. I managed it though. Yippee. All right, we've got 1 last bubble to make. And we are going to tie that to the last crossbar. Oh boy. Are you going to be short? That would so bum me out. It doesn't mean I won't still do it. I'm not adding anything for 1 little bubble. But it's definitely not 8 inches. Let's see. Actually, it is 8 inches. All right, girl. Shoot, you did it. We are going to stretch you out as much as possible because you do want to have at least a couple of inches from the end so that it's easier to secure and tie it, right? So even if this wasn't 8 inches, which it happens to be in excess of 8, so I can get my 2 inches over here. But if it wasn't, I would short it a little bit because you definitely do need to have that little bit on the end so that you can grab it, tie it, and tuck the ends into the back of your base. So we are lucky that this worked out so beautifully. It's serendipity. I love it. All right, and I'm going to try to tie this to the crossbar over top of the other one we had already secured on this crossbar. I didn't bend you, eh? That's why. It's okay. All right, last twist. Woo-hoo-hoo. There we go. Base wreath complet in less than 40 minutes. I am super pleased. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the red Deco Mesh right there, which is the reason why my Deco Mesh is always janky end, in case anybody was wondering. And we're going to save these guys for another project because, as you can see, it worked with my white. So let's move you out of the way. Thank you for your help, Rock. Now, this is done, and it looks messy AF right now, but don't worry, we're going to make it look beautiful. So the first thing we're going to do is tuck the ends that we just finished cutting. We're going to tuck them into the base here and through the back. Okay, just like that. Now, I'm going to flip this over and show you. These are the pieces, the end pieces that we've had up until this point. So I'm going to cut this one down because it's all by itself. It's just these two, this red when we were starting the new red. So that has enough runway there to be secure. We have nothing to worry about. It's going to stay fine. These two are so close to each other that normally what I do is tie them together and then cut them down. But I don't think I'm going to do that this time because I feel like they're going to stick up a little too much. So I'm just going to cut them short. Just like that. and into the garbage with you. And now we have a nice smooth back so that it'll sit nice and flat, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so we're going to start fluffing out this wreath, and I normally use my finger protector. Where are you? I didn't get them until now. I guess Mary wanted some burns on her fingers today. No, sir. We're going to use finger protectors. I love me some finger protectors. They're very useful. But for this exact moment, what we're going to use them for is like a place starter. So we know where we started and where we're going to end. So let's start over here. I don't know why, just because. And I see some Deco Mesh flyaways I'm going to trim a little bit. This is something at the end you can always go through and see if there's any pieces of Deco Mesh that are kind of like floating around. So we're going to start right here. I'm going to drop this in this spot so I know that's where we're starting. And what we're going to do is grab each of these bubbles and we're going to fan them out so that the white stays in the center, and we're going to pull red to the top and red to the bottom on every single one of these bubbles. Just like that. You see that? How it's... So it's kind of flattening out the bubble a tiny bit. Now, this is where our whites overlapped, and I'm not loving the way that looks, so I'm going to trim this down a little bit. This is that piece of white that we ended and had to restart. That looks better. Now you won't even see it. Beauty. So the object of the game here, other than just fluffing and so that you can see the red, is we are definitely always trying to cover that frame, the wreath frame. It's made of wire. And I mean, it's not the end of the world if you can see it, but in a perfect world, we're going to cover that up by fluffing out all of our stunning glittery Deco Mesh. I think the funniest thing about this base wreath method to me is when we're done this and it's just the base wreath, you're going to be like, wow, that's a lot of white or that's a lot of red. But just wait. Wait until we finish this wreath. It's going to look so cool with like the ribbon bundles busting out and then the beautiful sign in the center that we dot painted, and we're going to add some hearts, and I've got some mini ornaments as well, like mini circle, what do you call it? Ball ornaments. I use those all year round in all my wreaths because they're so pretty, and so to me, it's not a Christmas thing anymore. Not those ornaments, at least. They're just so useful in all wreaths. At least for me, they are. You stay in the middle. All right. I just can't get over the volume. The volume of this method is just so wow. I'm going to see if I can put it sideways so you can see just the volume of the bubbles. Well, that's what 8 inches of Deco Mesh will do. Could definitely, I'm going to for sure try 3 bubbles in a section, and instead of 8 inches for the bubbles, maybe 6, and see what that does. There's a piece of string here we need to cut. I feel like we've got to be coming up on the end here. I'm going to come across my finger protector very soon. Yeah, it's right there. See? It's peekabooing me. I think the only thing that I find challenging about this separating part is that I almost always grab the wrong one. I'm not trying to pull the same piece from top to bottom. We're trying to grab one red on the top, one red on the bottom, but sometimes I end up pulling the same one back and forth until I find the other peeking and hiding around, giggling at me. Okay. I see another string. It's probably not a good idea to pull. Dude, come out. It's your time to shine. All right. We are on our last two bubbles here. Wow, this white Deco Mesh really has like a couple of strings right on the edge that are constantly getting pulled out, which is annoying because they're just so obvious I can't leave them. Or else you don't have to do this. If it doesn't bother you, don't. If you're less of a weirdo than me, you can handle it. By all means, leave them. All right, that's our last one. Get you out of here. Thank you. What do you think? Very full, right? Super full. Let me see if I can show you from the side. See how puffy that is? I know that's blurry, but you get the gist, right? All right, we have completed the base bubble wreath. It took us about 45 minutes after the fluffing and all that, which is, I think, super fast for a base wreath. Now, I'm going to put this aside for now, and we're going to start working on getting our sign ready. This is the dot painted sign that I made earlier this week in a tutorial that we held on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday night, we dot paint here at the live here at the IHC craft room. So very beginner friendly. Please join me. I'd love to see you. And this is what we made this week. So I am going to be adding some pipe cleaners to the back. Where did I put my black pipe cleaners now? Do you know? I don't know. I don't know where I put you. Oh, well, I have more. Oh, I found them. Okay, we're going to use black pipe cleaners. And basically, I am going to glue a pipe cleaner in a cross formation so that we have the ability to tie this down to our wreath, if possible. Let's see. How's my battery doing? All right, we're good. So what else do I need? I'm going to use some toothpicks for this as well. And try to avoid burning my little fingers. My little fingers. Okay, I'm going to aim for the middle of the pipe cleaner. I got to be careful because there's a hole there. And I don't want it to go through the hole. I actually thought I got it on the V. I would have been really mad then. Let me slide down a little. Okay, this is what I need the toothpicks for, to push the pipe cleaner down into the glue. Just like that, so that I don't use my finger. We're going to let that dry. Actually, I'm going to bend this up so that we can do this one next. I picked up this heart shape at Dollar Tree for $1.75. It's a wall hanging, I think. And I use them for a million different projects. They're so useful. Okay. So in a few minutes, when this glue starts to harden, I'm going to come back and add another bit of hot glue on top just to completely secure and encase the pipe cleaners in glue. I don't know why. I feel like that makes them more secure. Maybe they're not. I don't know, but either way, that's what I do. So you do what you think is best. But that's what I do. And it's never steered me wrong so far. That I know of. I don't think any of my signs have ever fallen off because of the pipe cleaners. Except for once, actually. I did this. Actually, it was a bubble wreath as well. And I think the base was all black. And it was like a cute as can be. It had this really cute little bee sign in the middle. And the bee sign was made of metal. And metal does not like hot glue. It's like, no, we are not friends. But I didn't know that. So when I glued it down, I thought it was going to stick and it didn't. And in the end, I had to use A6000 instead to like get that tin sign to hold the pipe cleaners. So, okay, one time it didn't work, but it was the surface, not the glue. Or like not the method of gluing. But that was a really cute wreath as well. It had a bunch of like sunflowers on it and stuff too. Oh, Mary from the future. If you're interested in watching that, Mary from the future is going to put that tutorial up in the corner over here. All right. We've got all 4 of our pipe cleaners in the initial pool. Beautiful. I'm going to move this off to the side now, and we're going to start working on our ribbon bundles, and we'll bring this back later to add that last bit of glue on top like I just said. All right. Now, for ribbon bundles, we are going to use 4 different types of ribbon. Let me show you what they look like. We've got red velvet, white glitter, black and white striped, and little white hearts on red. Hi, Anna. Thanks for joining tonight. I hope you're enjoying the wreath making extravaganza that we're in tonight. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about these ribbon bundles. We're going to be putting 1 bundle in each section. So let me grab my ribbon bundle breakdown so we can chat about this. So we're going to be using 4 different but complementary wire-edged ribbons. Wire-edged is super important so that we can get the movement that we want as opposed to the ones that don't have wire and they're just kind of floopy. We don't want floopy. We want fluffy. So wire edged, super important. We're going to be using 4 pieces of ribbon per bundle, and we're going to make 6 ribbon bundles, and we're going to cut each piece of ribbon to 10 inches in length. So let's get started doing that because it's going to take a minute or two. And we are going to, okay, everybody stop rolling towards me. You're freaking me out. Okay. So you can totally, as I said earlier, you can get some really beautiful ribbon. Oh, you know what? I should get my Rolly cutter. Hold on. I have a rotary cutter that I like to use when I'm doing this because it's so much faster than a pair of scissors. So we're going to use that and my cutting mat instead of my glitter rouleur. All right, beautiful. So, again, we need 10. I'm going to go that way. 10 inches. Everybody move. There's too much chaos over here. I have a toothpick in the corner. All right, here we go. So we need 6 of these, 10 inches in length. If you don't have a rotary cutter like this is a really good one. Fiskars, I got it from Michael's, but don't worry, they sell them at Dollar Tree as well. Just check the crafting section. I think they're navy blue or something. They're super good, really useful, especially because of the wire edge. It's a little harder to cut them. So having this is easier because you're just pressing down. It's like a little bit easier. Especially for me because I have a bit of carpal tunnel, so my hands tend to cramp. And this really helps with that. So all of these lengths and directions that I'm showing you tonight, these are all my personal preferences. You can totally do anything you want. If you want your ribbons to be longer, cut them at 12 inches or 14 inches. You want them shorter, cut them shorter. But if you cut them shorter, you might not see them as much. Because remember how big and what volume our bubbles have, right? Okay, we've got 4. I need 6. 5. Oh, hi, Brenda. Watching from Houston. How cool. Well, I am live from Ontario, Canada. I'd love to hear any other viewers where you're located. How cool. What fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying. This is something that I do every Thursday night. We make lots of wreaths here at the IHC Craft Room. All right, this guy's done. So I'm just going to move it off to the side. Let's go red next. So when I do a bubble wreath, I never make a bow. I feel like they compete with each other. So these ribbon bundles are a great way to get some vibrant color and theme, like really to add to the theme of your wreath as well, with those pops of color that are going to come screaming out from between the bubbles. I really enjoy that. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be good. It's going to come out so pretty. Okay. I'm going to count these 17 times because I always lose track of them. Now, there's definitely faster ways of cutting ribbon. You could probably find something and wrap it around and make it be 10 inches in length and then cut a whole bunch at once. I mean, go for it. Whatever works for you, do it. I don't think my hands could handle that. So I cut everything individually, which is a little bit more time consuming and tedious, but I enjoy it. That's 4. Sometimes I just don't get that wire. Okay, this must be 6. But we're going to count just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. We've got 6 red and 6 black and white striped. Let's everybody get less rowdy. Let's try to have a little decorum, okay? All right, beautiful. Now, you skedaddle. White next. So if there's ever a ribbon that you want to be the star of your ribbon bundles, like, for example, this one would probably be the star of this set of ribbon bundles. I really think that you would want to have 2 of that one. So 2 colors at random and then 2 of these. That would make it really dominate your ribbon bundle. But I wanted a little bit of all the colors because when I started thinking about this wreath, I was like, I'm going to make a red, white, and black wreath. And so we've got red, white, and black for all the things. All of the things. Three. If I could tell you how much I love this ribbon that I'm cutting right now, you would think I need some kind of intervention. I love it so much. It's so glittery and pretty, and I got such a screaming good deal on it. Michael's Canada, at least. I don't know if Michael US does this, but I assume so. Every year at Christmas, they have a crazy ribbon sale. And this year, okay, what I count? 4, 5, I need one more. This year, I bought this monster roll, which is huge. It's something like 24 meters. Get out of here. And it's normally $32.99, but they did buy 1, get 3 free. So it works out to like $8 and some change. Like I like ran out of there giggling. I was so excited. I was like, glittery white ribbon. Yes, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. Now we just need the red Okay. Thank you too. See ya. Okay, this is a roll that I got from the dollar store. Scissors that I got from Dollar Tree, I think. Yeah, it was Dollar Tree. My little tip from me to you is if you ever find a pattern that you really like at the dollar store, if you can, get 3. At minimum, get 3 rolls of the same. You'll thank me later. Now, you're always going to lose a little bit on the edges, but I make fishtails or dovetails on the end of my ribbon, so I'm not really worried, but I'm going to put that a little longer than needed. So usually these rolls that you get from the dollar store are about 3 yards. So getting at least 3 rolls guarantees you that even if you make a big bow, you'll still have enough. And if you do ribbon bundles, you might even have enough for more than 1 wreath full of ribbon bundles. I love this one. It's so pretty and vibrant. 3. I wonder if we can get all 6 out of this one and I won't have to cut open another ribbon roll. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to get all 6 out of this. Beautiful. I'm thrilled. Mi piace. Did you say Anna? Hobby Lobby. Yeah, Hobby Lobby in the US. Yeah, they definitely have ribbon and beautiful stuff like this. Joann's is also another well-known crafting place that you can get stuff in the US. All right. Walmart is also another place you can get a lot of good stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. We've got all the ribbon that we need. Oh, and we have some left over. I'm thrilled. That's wonderful. You'll live to see another project. Okay, we're going to be using red ribbon for our ribbon bundles. And the reason I'm using not ribbon, these are pipe cleaners. We're going to be using red pipe cleaners for our ribbon bundles. And the reason I'm using different colored pipe cleaners for everything, we had white for the bundles, for the bubbles. We have the red for the bundles and we have the black for the sign, is because if you need to make some adjustments on the back of the wreath later, you'll be able to tell what you're adjusting based on the pipe cleaner color. Now, before we start making our bundles, I'm going to bring the sign back in so we can add the glue on top like we talked about. How's my bateria? Still good. Okay, I'm going to point these up so we don't accidentally get them glued down. And I'm just going to hit each of these with a bit of glue on top. Please be careful when you're using hot glue. I have burned my hands so many times, I swear. It's not even just about burning it in the moment. It's because then it's going to hurt for like 3 days. Good Lord, it's such a pain. So finger protectors and watch what you're doing. I'm mostly saying that to myself just so that I don't burn myself, just to be clear. Okay, here we go. I'm going to move this out of the way and let that dry for a minute. And then we're going to go back to our bundles. Okay. So a couple things we need to talk about before we start bundling. The first is good side versus bad side of your ribbon. So every ribbon has a good side and a bad side. Some of them have 2 good sides and some of them don't. But all of these, this is the good side of this red velvet and this is the bad side. Do you see the difference between them? Okay, here's the good side of the heart ribbon. Here's the bad side of the heart ribbon. You see how it's less vibrant? So we always want to keep track of our good side versus our bad side. And almost every ribbon has one except, oh, even this one does too. So in keeping track of our good side, we always want to remember that the good side has to be facing out of our project, whatever that might be, whether it's a bow or a bundle. But in this case, we're doing bundles and we're going to be cutting these because I love a dovetail end. Now, you can totally get 3 or 4 of them in your hand and do them at once if you have the hand strength, but I don't. So I'm going to cut them one by one, which is a little tedious, but whatever. C'est la vie. And I will explain to you exactly what I mean by a dovetail. It's this beautiful V at the end of the ribbon. And in order to get that beautiful V, see that? What you're going to be doing is taking your ribbon and you're going to fold it end to end. So your wired ribbon, the wires are touching each other. You're going to fold it flat just like that. And then we're going to cut it on an angle. And the more deep or shallow the angle that you cut is how deep or shallow the V of your dovetail is going to be. So keep that in mind. If you don't want it to be that deep of a V, you can make it much shorter of a V. And that's all controlled by the way you cut, the angle you cut it at. And that's how you do a dovetail. I don't think I've ever made something without a dovetail on the end of the ribbon. But you could totally skip this part. You could leave the ribbon, you know, square on the end, the way this is. You could cut it at a diagonal like this. That would look lovely. There's also things you could do to the end. But this is by far my fave. Then we got to decide what color is going to go on the top of all of these, because I feel like the one on top is the one you end up seeing the most. Is that true? Or is it the one on the bottom you end up seeing the most? I don't know. I'm going to pay attention to that this time, because I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I also got this ribbon from Michaels. This was one of the 3 that I got free with that white one, the white glitter. But this is a very different texture. It's a lot thinner than the other ribbon. Still good though. Still got some structure to it. If you get into wreath making, I highly recommend, whenever possible, if you find a nice black ribbon, always pick it up. Black ribbon, believe it or not, is a great accent in any color palette. When you feel like you're a little too bright or a little too pastel-y or too many of the same color, and you need to break it up, a nice black ribbon. I have a beautiful glitter black ribbon that goes really far. So highly recommend. All right. So we're about an hour and 10 minutes in. And once I'm done doing these dovetails on the ribbon, we're going to make our ribbon bundles, and then we're going to be putting it all together. It's going to come together that fast. I think, again, I'm not good at judging how long these things take. I don't know why, but I'm just not. I'm going to say that this is probably going to take us a couple of hours. I think we can get done under 2 hours. Or just over. We'll see. But stick around to the end so you can see how beautiful this turns out. Something that I really enjoy about wreath making is that it never turns out the way you think it's going to turn out. At least not for me. I definitely always walk in with some kind of a plan. Like the plan for this wreath was, I'm going to dot paint a heart in red, black, and white. That was the plan. And then I went to the Dollar Tree and I saw this red heart ribbon. And I'm like, okay, that's going to be the accent Valentine ribbon on that red, black, and white wreath. And other than that, I know I wanted to make the base red and white. And, you know, I have the ideas of what kind of little heart decorations I might put. But wreaths make themselves. When you start building them out and you start seeing, okay, I'm going to put this here, I'll put that there. Oh, I don't like that. Or that doesn't really look the way I thought it was going to look. Then you make some changes, you adjust, you pivot. This is why I keep saying pivot, because it really is a pivot. It's like, oh, I was planning on going in this direction, but that's not really working for me, so I'm going to go in that direction. This is the ribbon that was on the end piece, and you can see the line. I don't know if you can see the line, but I can. So I'm going to actually cut as though that's the end corner so that we don't see that ribbon fold. Just like that. All right, we're almost done. Just the whites left after this. All right. So we got to decide which we're going to put on top. I think I'm going to do black and white striped on the bottom. And then maybe red and white in the middle. And then the red heart ribbon on top. I think that's what we're going to do. We'll see what that looks like. All right. So what do you guys do when you craft? Do you listen to music? Do you sit in silence and let your thoughts fill your mind? Do you listen to an audiobook or a podcast? Maybe watch some TV? Generally speaking, if I'm crafting on my own time and I'm not doing a live or something, I will listen to any of the above. Either I'll listen to a podcast. It depends what I'm in the mood for. I go through lots of, moments where I'm like, oh my God, I have to listen to Harry Potter for 3 weeks or I'm going to cry. And then I'll listen to all the Harry Potter books, which I highly recommend. They're such a good time. Especially, what's that guy's name? Oh, I got to find the name of the narrator. He's so good. So good that he can use the same man to do 500 voices. Seriously, what a talented dude. So yeah, I'll listen to Harry Potter books for 3 weeks and then be like, no more Harry Potter. And then it's true crime podcasts for, a few months until I get sick of that. And then it's something else. So probably Am I the A-Hole podcasts. I love those. I'm a big fan of those stories. They're a good time. All right. We have dovetailed all the things. Let's clean up un petit peu. And it's time to start making our ribbon bundles. This is very exciting. But first, let me hydrate because it's thirsty over here. Big chug, big chug. All right. So we're going to put this on top, this on the bottom. And I'm thinking we're going to go red, white to break that up. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do is crisscross applesauce. So cross apple sauce. Just like that. Now we'll spread them out a little bit and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately what we want is for them, you know what, you guys are getting on my nerves. Go sideways. Go sideways. Okay, good. Much better. Basically what you want to be able to do is get towards the center of each of these so that they're all kind of crisscrossed over each other, just like that. And then we're going to scrunch the center and put a pipe cleaner around it. So you could totally cut these pipe cleaners in half and get away with it, but I prefer having the length. So we're going to do a little scrunch here. Here we go. Scrunch, 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 and hold it in the center, just like that. Okay? And then we will take our our pipe cleaner, and we're going to check to see if we're close to the middle. And the way we're going to check that is by flipping them up, just like this. And you can see if your pieces are even or not. I can see that the white is not. It's definitely sticking up more on this side than this side. So before we start twisting, I'm going to pull that white a little bit. Okay. Good. Now let's see. Much better. Beautiful. So now that we're in the middle, I kind of messed this up a little bit because of the way I pulled that, but that's okay. We're going to fold it up again and then give it 2 good twists on the bottom. 2 will do you, but I always do many more twists because I'm Mary and I like to twist. Now we're going to spread it all out so that you can see all of the ribbon on both sides, just like that. There you go. We've got 1 bundle done. Woo-hoo-hoo. We're going to make 6 more, or no, 5 more. So we're going to crisscross. I missed an end. You just went rogue, hey? He was like, oh, you're not going to get me, lady. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. All right. Let's all calm down a little bit, okay? And then red on top. I feel like this is going to be even now. So I'm going to scrunch in the center. Going to bend my pipe cleaner. Thread that over. And let's have a quick look if we feel like we got the middle. I feel like we did. And now that it's already bent, we're going to give it a twist, but I can't do it with my left hand. I got to do it with my right. I don't know why, just because. There we go. Another bundle, Dunsky. Just want to make sure that the ribbon, remember we were talking about good side, bad side? You want to make sure all of your ribbon is good side up so that you can always see that good side. And if it's not, give it a good twist and make sure that good side comes forward. There we go. Bundle number 2. 4 more to go. Now, ribbon bundles are a great accent for any wreath. I almost always do either a bow or a ribbon bundle. I've never done both. I can see my ribbon's about to pop up in a direction I don't want. I'm going to have to fix that before I tighten this. I feel off center. Let's see. Good. But I see some of these are a little twisted. Let's untwist you before I twist my pipe cleaner. So as I was saying, I've never put a bow and a ribbon bundle on the same wreath. I feel like that'd be a bit of overkill. I'm not saying I'd never do it. We'll never know. But I never have. But I have definitely made wreaths completely out of ribbon bundles, which is a lot of fun. If you have a lot of ribbon that are like complementary or like bits and pieces of scraps that you want to use up, making a ribbon, a wreath out of ribbon is a great way to do that. I think I did that I did a half and half wreath for Halloween this year. Where, was it this year? Yeah, it was. Where half of it was clothespins and the other half was ribbon bundles. And man, that came out so poofy. It was so cute. Mary from the future will attach that video up in the corner over here if you're interested in seeing that. All right, guys, we are getting there. Okay, good. I spread these out a little bit now, but really you're going to do that more when you put it on the wreath itself. There's going to be a lot of fluffing and adjusting happening. All right, we got 2 left. Stop it. Control thyself. All right. Let's see. That's good. One more. All right. I feel like I got that a little funny. I think that's okay. All right. Our bundles are ready. Let's flatten you out a little bit, or fan you out rather, not flatten. Beautiful. All right. We are ready to party. We've got all of the components ready to go now. So we've got our base wreath right here, nice and full. We've got our ribbon bundles, and we've got our sign, which is now dry. It's going to go right in the center. So let's start by putting in the ribbon bundles first, because then we can secure the sign in the center without having to worry about adjusting it. So the way I'm going to do this is I want to put one in the center of each section of the wreath. And we'll do that by flipping this over. But first, let me have a quick sip of water. Okay. So what we're going to do is try to put it in the center of each section. Remember all the crossbars that we have? Now, keep in mind, where you see a piece of pipe cleaner, that is in between a bubble. So that's where we're going to be putting our ribbon bundles, because we need to be able to we can't thread it over the bubble. That won't work. So we're going to go, this is the middle, right? But we can't do the middle. So we're going to pick the ring right beside it. And I'm going to go ahead and slide my pipe cleaners in the exact same spot. So right around that white pipe cleaner right there. I'm going to pull this tight. And let me show you what it looks like on the other side. I'm going to hold on to that. Right there in the center. And then we're going to fluff it all out. So I'm going to go ahead and put these all in right now. I'll give this like 2 or 3 twists. And I'm going to leave these long for now. We're going to clean up the back after. Right now, we're just focusing on attaching our ribbon bundles. So again, there's the center. I'm going to go on the one just to the right of it, which is this guy. I'm just going to thread the pipe cleaners right between, so that we're still securing them to those 2 inner rings. And you can pull it tight. That's why 10 inches of ribbon is used for these bundles, so that they peek out. Now, the longer you make your ribbon lengths, the more your ribbon bundles are going to peek out from the bubbles. So if this feels too small for you, then you can definitely go, to 12 inches or 14 or 16. You can make them monstrously long if you want. They could attack your village if you want. It's totally up to you and how much ribbon you have. But I've always found that 10 inches does really well for this length, for this size of bubble. Okay. Okay, we've got the middle there, so we're going to do it on this one. Is that the middle? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I missed the ring. That wouldn't have mattered. If you do it on the outside ring, none of it matters really. As long as it's secured to the wreath base, you can always adjust the placement of it any way you want. No one's going to know the difference. There's no rule that I know of. Or like pipe cleaner police. What do I know? Please don't send the pipe cleaner police to my house. I don't know about you guys, but we got a huge dumping of snow today here in Ontario. We got hit by a really big snowstorm. So if you did too, I hope you are warm and cozy in your home with a yummy drink and your feet up, because it is no joke out there today. Okay, last one. So that's the middle. We're going to do this guy. Okay. Beautiful. I'm not going to fluff these until we secure the sign, because then I'm going to flip it over again. But do you see what a difference that makes, though? Having these bursts of ribbon. Didn't I just say I wasn't going to mess with them until I was done putting the sign? But I can't help it. I want to. But look at how cute that looks now. Like, it makes such a big difference. Okay, let's add the sign in the center. Oh, how cool does that look? Okay, what we're going to do is fold all of the pipe cleaners up, just like that. You'll see how good I did with putting them in the middle. None of them are even. Okay, so what we're going to do is thread the pipe cleaners through the wreath just like we did. So I'm going to secure it to the center. We just need to decide if you want a ribbon bundle on each of the lobes of the heart, like this. You see how there's a bundle? And then it would point down to the center. Or do we want it to have a bundle in the center of the heart, like this? See? One on the bottom and one on the top. I think that's what I like. I think I like that best. So that's what we're going to do. So this is the position we want it in. So I'm just going to start finding a ring and tuck my pipe cleaner in. I'm going to secure it from the top, and then we'll flip it over and give it a better twist. But for now, I just want to quickly attach it. And then we'll figure out how to position it properly. So I'm tying these pipe cleaners around the very inner ring, and just enough so that it's barely held on. I'm not going to, you remember how we pulled these ribbon bundles completely down and then tied them at the back? I'm not doing that with the sign, because we want the sign to sit on the surface of the bubbles. Whereas the ribbon bundles, we wanted them to fall in between the bubbles so that they kind of all gel together. I've lost the other pipe cleaner. Where are you? There it is. Okay. So before we turn it over, I feel I would say that's good. Man, this is so big I can't even, it's filling the entire screen. I think that's good. But wait, didn't I say this would be in the center? Like that. So this needs to move a little bit like that. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so let's secure this a little bit better now. Well, I didn't even tie this one down. That explains why it didn't move, or it kept moving rather. So remember, we don't want to tie it tight. We're not going to yank it because we want it to stay on the surface of the bubbles. We just want to make sure that it's not going to come apart. And so we're going to tighten up our our pipe cleaners. I never even threaded this one. Man, I failed. That was a real fail, Mary. I think this is the tip of the heart. So let's see. I want that to be and more down like that. I need to loosen this a little bit. So do you see what I meant by all the different colors of pipe cleaners? Now that you can see all these pipe cleaners in the back, we know exactly what each one pertains to. I knew that I was going to be looking for a black ribbon to adjust my sign. Why do I feel like it's too high that way and it needs to be lower down here? Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, so part of the problem is that I have these tied too high up. So I'm going to move you to this section and then tie it. That will give me the opportunity to wiggle this down a little bit. And same with you. Oh, actually, this one wasn't at a crossbar, so it can scoot on its own. I didn't need to undo that one. Oh, well. And this one needs to be tied, but just a tiny bit. Let's see again. All right, I think we've got it in the right position now. Okay, so now it's time to do all the fluffing we've been talking about, and then we're going to start adding stuff to, you know, finalize and finish and accent everything. So first I'm just going to go around and just fluff out all of the ribbon so that you can see every color. And remember, we want the good side facing out. And I'm also kind of curving them down a little bit, kind of like curving them in that direction. Now, these are not going to stay fanned out. They're going to keep getting smushed. They're going to, you know, overlap each other, and you're only going to see a little bit sticking out. That's totally, totally expected for this style of wreath. At least from my perspective, it is. I've never managed to make one that doesn't happen with. But that is exactly why 10 inches in length of ribbon is the right length, so that you can still see some pop of color and flash of design and pattern, even when they kind of collapse in on themselves instead of being fanned out. Okay, now we're going to have to decide what we're going to put on here. I've got some really cute little hearts and baubles. I can see that we're going to need to fill this gap over here a little bit, I think. We'll see. All right. Another option for the base of this wreath, which I debated about, was doing the base all black. And that would have looked really cool as well. So maybe next year I'll make a red, black, and white wreath with dominantly black. But I wanted this one to dominantly be red. That was kind of what I was leaning into when I was dot painting and Surprisingly, when I was making this heart, I had intended to use red, black, and white paint. But in the end, I didn't use even one drop of red paint. All of the red is blingy, blingy rhinestones that are so pretty. All right. We are getting some good volume here. Okay. We are ready to move to the next step. So next we're going to start filling this in a tiny bit, like not a lot, because this is a very vibrant wreath on its own. So I've got some silver ornaments. I've got some red ones. I've also got some white ones, but I don't think we're going to need any white ones. Let's see. What else do we have? I have a bunch of red hearts. We have some glitter. I have some little white hearts as well, but they're really tiny. I'm thinking no to that. Some white balls, like berries. And I've got some red glitter hearts. I kind of feel like, do I want to do glitter or not? Let's see. Let's see what these look like. We'll pull a few out. Okay, I'm going to take a few of these out of the bag so that we have some options. Let me move you out of the way for a second. Let's see. I don't want any pink, which hurts my heart to say because I love pink. But this is not the project for you. And then I have these really cute ones. These are padded hearts. I got them at Dollarama last year. There's glitter and then these matte ones. I'm kind of leaning towards the matte ones. Let's see. Of course you have to fall. Do we like that better? Or glitter heart? Glitter heart versus matte white red heart? Or super duper glitter heart? I mean, they're all pretty. I don't think it really matters. I think I'm going to do these bigger glitter hearts. I feel like these are going to get a little lost. But isn't that better? No, I think we're going to do glitter. Let's just make it nice and blingy to match our sign. So, let me move these out of here. And we're going to use some of these ornaments. I'm going to get my wire cutter. I hope I have it. Well, I have a wire cutter. This is not the one I normally use. This one's heavier, but it'll do. So usually when I make a wreath and I put ornaments on it, I almost always cut the necks off of the ornaments. It makes it so much easier to deal with them. So for this wreath, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to use the matte ones, the matte silver, and the glitter red. Or do I even want to do glitter red since I'm doing red hearts? We're going to have to see. All right. I like the matte silver. Okay. So first we'll take off the little hanger because we're not going to need it. Now, for this style of wreath, because we're going to be putting the ornament in between the bubbles and holding it in place, you don't actually need to cut this piece off. Usually I cut it off because we're trying to lay it flat on something and you don't want it tipping around. But I'm still going to cut it off anyway because what if you can see it? You can use a pair of scissors for this. You don't need wire cutters, but oh, I destroyed this one. That's okay. I'm still going to use it. I'll just hide the hole. What was I saying? You can use a pair of scissors for this. You don't need wire cutters, but it's definitely easier to do with wire cutters. Okay. So what are we going to do? Are we going to do, well, I only have 6 glitter. The other ones are less than 6. So we're going to do the 6 glitter. Hey. Something just went rolling. Hopefully it's not one I need. No, it's not. You guys, see you later. I think we're going to use those little white berries as well. We'll add those in at the end. I'm kind of not sure if I want to do the red glitter hearts now that we have the red balls. Maybe we'll do, oh, you know what? I think I have shiny red ones. Let's see. The amount of glitter on my hands is unreal right now. I have these shiny red ones instead of the glitter. What do we think of that? I'm not a big fan of the color. It's like not quite as red. That's fine. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. And then we have the white berries. We're going to do a few of these. At least a few. We got 3. Oh, are they all bundled in 3s? Oh, I like that. Oh, you've only got 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That's cool. Alrighty. You out of here. We are going to start with the ornament balls. This is what's going to take the longest, in my opinion. It takes a while because we got to let the glue dry. Okay, I am down to low battery, so I'm going to switcheroo. So that we don't have problem. All right. Are you on? Yes. So let's see. What do we want to do? Oh, I didn't cut these off yet. Okay, but we can still plan. You know, I kind of think I'm not going to do the red glitter ball. There's a lot of red on here. Maybe we'll just do, let's just do the white berries. And then what other silver do I have? I have glitter silver. I wish I had a couple more of these, but I don't. Do I? Let's look around. What do I have? No, just a lot more. Oh, I do have 2 more of the, okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right, change of plans. We're going to do a matte silver and a glitter silver, or a shiny silver in each, and one of the berries. So it'll be like, there's the matte silver, like that. And they're all just kind of poking through the bubbles. So no red glitter anymore. I'm going to take this out of here. We don't want you anymore for this. Sorry, pal. We'll use you for another project. I don't know. Do I want to? Actually, I kind of like that. I think it gives it a little something. If this one would just stay in place. I don't know. What do you guys think? And then we do like a pick of white berries. Yeah, I think that's going to look cute. Let's do that. So let me get my silver Ready? And I'm going to be using finger protectors for the entirety of this because there are different options that you have when you're adding something to a bubble wreath. You can either glue it to the actual bubble, so the Deco Mesh bubble right on the outside like that, so you can't even see, like that. That's totally doable. However, I find that you can always see the glue if you do that, because the glue is going to be sitting on the surface of the bubble, right? Okay. So I'm actually going to tuck them in between the bubbles rather than sticking them on the bubbles. So that is a preference thing. You can do what you think makes the most sense to you. You could definitely glue directly to the bubble if you choose, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is going to be a little bit more tedious because we got to keep our fingers as safe as possible. Let's see, how am I going to do this? We're going to put glue on either side of this and then quickly stick it in between. I'm going to put this one here. Okay, so we're going to do, oh, watch your fingers, Mary. A little bit on this side, just a bit on this side. And then in between the two, we just pop it into place. And I'm going to use one finger protector there and one here. And we're going to push the Deco Mesh around it and hold it in place for, I don't know, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that. You just want the glue to adhere to a certain extent, just enough so that the ball won't come flying out. But it's going to take a few seconds. You got to have a little bit of patience. Hot glue is really quick to adhere, but not as quick as an impatient Mary wants it to. So we got to be. Now, keep in mind, as long as you don't monkey around with it too much, it's going to stay in place. Like, it's just don't monkey around with it. It's going to dry in itself very soon, and then it won't move anymore. Okay, I just tightened these together so that I have like a little nubbin that I can use. You see that of the rods that they're on? I'm going to just add some glue to both sides of this. And we're going to tuck this in between as well. And we're going to do the same thing. And then the next silver one we're going to put down here where this finger is. Just like that. All right. And then we'll put, where are we going to put it? Up here? Do you like that? Yeah, I think so. We're going to give this a chance to dry a tiny bit more. So a little bit on this side, a little bit on this side. Try not to burn your fingers. All right. It's a little bit lower than I wanted, but it's too late now. I'm committed. We're just going to hold them all together. Okay. As long as they don't roll away, as a few more minutes pass, the glue will dry even more, and then we'll have nothing to worry about. This one's still a little wet though. Okay. So we did the bright one or the shiny one down here before. So we're going to put shiny up here, right? So we'll do matte down here. I'm kind of just trying to be opposites, but nothing crazy. A little bit here, a little bit here, and between the two bubbles like that. And we're going to hold that. All right, that'll do. And then we're going to do the white berries. Let me just twist this in a bit. Ow. Ay caramba, it's a wire. Okay. And a little bit of glue on you, and tuck you in. Tickety tuck tuck right there. We'll push these all together. Okay. The silver, the shiny silver. Let's see, can I bring you down a little? No, you're there now. Maybe over here. Let me see. Do I like it better there? Yeah, definitely there. Okay. A little bit here, a little bit here. Now we're talking. Yeah, I think it was a good call to not put the red. This turning out to be a lot more red. Do you remember what the base looked like before when we first finished? You better not fall on the floor, sir. Oh, I got glue on you. That's why you're all upset. Hey, okay, sorry. So sorry. That little ornament got offended. All right. Remember when we first finished the base wreath and it looked so white, and now look how everything is slowly changing that. Okay, so we have the shiny silver there. So shiny silver is going to come down here. Now, I normally like to put something inside the center of my ribbon bundles so that when you do peek inside, if you do happen to see inside, it's not going to be a pipe cleaner that you see. Now, if you did, that's not the end of the world. That's why we used a red pipe cleaner so that it would kind of blend in with the ribbon. But I would prefer to put something in the center. So maybe we'll do the red ornament in the center. We'll see. We're going to twist you again, just like all your little friends. Okay. This one's being a little bit of a nuisance. All right, good. A little bit of glue for you. That's nice. I'm not going to hold this one long because it just stays by itself. It doesn't really need that much support from me. A matte silver we're going to put over here. Let me fix this this bubble a little bit so that the white's a little, yeah, that's good. Now we'll do a matte silver. Right there. We'll let all these guys set for a second. I think that'll stay. Okay. So now we're going to go matte down here. It's turned a little bit funny. This is by far the hardest part for me, the patience of having to wait for the glue to dry a little bit, but it really does make a big difference. It's the difference between the ornament staying on and it rolling off onto the floor and making you yell. Which I will do, by the way, if it rolls away from me and it's like the last one I have. You know, I probably would have been better off if I clipped these wires for how much they irk me. Oh, I don't want one of these berries to break off. That's the problem because they're styrofoam. They're not very stable. Okay, so we're going to put that there. Okay. I'm going to hold that there for when I put this in place. This one feels like it's breaking apart. Are you going to stay in? Are you going to stay together? I don't know. It's a gamble. All right. We've got 2 sections left. And then we'll add some accent hearts, I think. A few, we'll scatter them around. And then I think this beauty will be ready to be hung on the door. Need to get a little bit of jute cord out. All right. Okay, so now you got to come down here. Good. Remember when we were making the base wreath and I was saying, don't worry, you won't be able to see the pipe cleaners? Can you see the pipe cleaners? No, sir, you cannot. Only when you separate the bubbles can you see them. So don't do that. All right. That's actually staying really well, surprisingly, because it's pretty down on the edge, but it's staying. Man, I regret not buying more of these berries. They're so pretty, and they really do go with pretty much any style of something you're doing, because you can't really tell they're berries. They're just little red balls, but I mean, or white balls. But they're so pretty and so iridescent, and they bundle so nicely together. Okay, we need a matte silver up here. This is the one that I gave quite the haircut to. But it's fine. We'll just put the hole down and you won't even know it's there. You will not even know it is there. Well, I mean, you will now. I keep talking about it. And we got to decide. We're going to put something. We could even put like a rhinestone. Maybe I will do a rhinestone. I don't know. Maybe not. All right, one more right here. So this is going to be the matte silver down here. Can you believe how full this wreath is? It's so, the bubble method is just so full. If you're looking for a sleek wreath, this is not the method for you. Actually, if you're looking for a slick, or like a sleek kind of wreath that's a lot more minimal, I would always recommend wrapping your wreath in something. Wrapping your wreath is a really easy, beginner-friendly way to create a base wreath. And especially if you're not looking for all this volume, then just pick a really pretty material, whether it's felt or ribbon or burlap or Deco Mesh, whatever it is, and wrap it nice and tight, and it'll look so pretty and give you a much more less poofy kind of vibe. All right, last one. Right there. Beautiful. We are in the home stretch here. We're going to just add a few. We'll decide some kind of heart, whether it's glitter or matte or something. Let's see. I don't want to monkey with this too much because this one's still wet. This glue. The glue on this side will be dry by now, but that won't be. Okay. Didn't I just say I'm not going to monkey with it? And I immediately started to do that. Okay, stop. So let's see. We're going to put some hearts. I've got some big ones, but I'm kind of leaning towards, where do my matte hearts go? Kind of leaning towards these little matte ones. They're kind of like pillows. They're super cute, actually. They're very comfy. They're very comfy, you know, in case you want to nap on them. So I'm just going to scatter them around. Do I want to do the matte one or do I want to? Okay, wait. What are we going to put in the middle? Will I put a heart in the middle? I'm thinking a little glitter heart in the middle. Oh, I only have one of those. Let's see if I have more. Hold on. Set aside for a second. Well, I also have, let's see what we got. We've got these really shiny ones. I have a lot of little ones of those. These are really little. Let's see. That's cute. I like that. Okay, so we're going to do that in the center. So I need 6. Really little. That one jumped right back in. How many do I have now? I think I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I have plenty. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. Ciao, ciao, ciao. And okay, these are all stickers. I'm going to actually peel the back off of it and glue it down with some hot glue. Only because if they do separate later, then this little heart's going to fall off and all that's going to be left is my paper stuck to it. And that'll make me angry. Okay. You have 2 options here. You can put a tiny drop of glue right on the heart. So we'll start with that as option 1. And then glue it down. Okay. Or you can put a drop of glue in the center and then add the heart on top. Usually that is my preference because I have burned myself many a times doing it the other way. So a little drop of glue. And then we'll put this on top. That is by far the easiest way to avoid hurting yourself. Which if you pay attention during my videos, you'll see that I talk a lot about avoiding hurting yourself. Because I hurt myself a lot. So I've come up with a lot of ways to try to avoid that. It's like when you're eating soup and you know it's hot. You know it is. It's steaming. But you want that soup, man. So you risk it, you know, you blow on it a couple times and you're like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And then you put that spoonful in your mouth and you know you've done it. You've just burnt your tongue. And that is gonna be a thorn in your side for several days. But you've definitely ruined the rest of your soup, that's for sure. So it's the same kind of idea. All of these like glue spider webs drive me batty. Okay, come on, dude. Yeah. I like those little hearts in there. They're just a little glimmer. A lot of the things that I add to wreaths are not going to be like flashing lights and sirens. They're just little glimpses, little pops, little, if you look at it from this angle, you might see it, but if you look at it from another angle, you won't see it. And I love that. I love those little sneaky peekaboos of things that you're just like, oh, look how cute that is, just out of nowhere. I love it. To me, that's one of the fun parts of making a wreath is all these little peekaboo. All of the peekaboos. Oh, I put this the wrong way. Let's spin you this way. Okay. I think I've only got spider webs. Glue spider webs. Yeah, this is the last one. Okay. So again, you don't have to put anything inside your ribbon bundles if you don't want to. But I think it's a cute little surprise. A cute little heart. All right, let's now throw a few more around. I think I'm really leaning towards these matte ones, so I don't think I'm going to do the glitter anymore. I think there's enough bling and glitter around here. You know what I'm saying? So let's do a few hearts. We're just going to scatter. And this is going to have to be directly onto the heart. So one right there. You know what? I think I might use some of the little white ones too. We'll see. We want them all over, not just all in the center. So like some on the edges and some tucked in a way. I'd like to have them all kind of in the same direction though, not like this way, that way. Oh, actually, I don't really think it matters. Let's turn this around. Okay, let's not forget that this is the top. I think down here is good, right on the edge. These are actually staying, surprisingly, because I'm not really giving them a lot of time to adhere before I move on to the next. I think I want another one here. Yeah. One there. So much easier when you can just put it right on top of the bubble and not have to go in between. That's already one there. Let's see. Do we want to do some of the little white ones? I think I do. Because they're a completely different size. They're like super duper tiny. Little baby hearts. Little baby hearts. They're so cute. That's gonna be fun trying to put these on without burning myself. Let's see. I feel like I might put even more of these than those because they're so little and cute. This one is sideways. Let's do a little white one. I've got hot glue all over my nails right now. Let's see, where's the next one gonna go? Maybe over here? Or down here? Let's do it down there. You want to remember to put it in awkward places too, right? Like near the edge and near the bottom and near the, like, that you might not even notice it. And those are my favorite ones because they're like, peekaboo, there's a heart over here, surprise. So cute. Cute little teeny tiny white hearts. Well, I think I was pretty much on target with how long I thought this was going to take. I think I said 2 hours. So we're going to be around 2.5 hours once we're done adding these little white hearts. And then we're going to put a piece of jute, like a string, so we can hang this, because this is going to go on my front door because it's so pretty. That's really cute. Let's do another one where, maybe over here, we'll see. But for now, we'll do one up here. I'm going to need a few more. Where'd they go? Oh, too many. Beautiful. We'll do a couple over here. Oh. Oh. Got a little bit on my finger. Maybe right here. I hope you can see by making a wreath like this that there's not really a lot of rules, you know? Put it where you want to put it. Oh, you like a heart there? Put a heart there. You don't want a heart? Don't put any hearts. Who's going to stop you? You know what? I want another little one over here. See, perfect example. Why 3 on this one and only 2 on that one? Who knows? That's how the spirit moved me. That's all. It's that simple. If you like it, do it. If you don't do it. And we're done. Just like that. Boom. I want another little one over here. right here. Boom. Boom. So cute. Do I want one there? I want one here. And that'll be the last one. This will be the last one. Right there. That's where you need to go. All right. What do you think? Wow. So I'm going to fill that in a little bit because I feel like that's a little loose. Let me grab my jute cord and we are going to get ready to string this up and then we're going to fluff it one last time. So, and we're going to tidy up the back as well before we do our final fluff. So I'm going to be using jute cord to hang my wreath. You can use anything you want. You can use ribbon, any string you want. I almost always use jute cord because it's cheap and plentiful and very rugged and it goes with a lot of different things. So what I'm going to do is cut a decent sized length. And I'm going to make what I call a slip knot. I don't know if it's an actual slip knot, but I call it a slip knot. And how I do it is we put your ends together. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to wrap these ends around this finger, just like that. Okay, and then slide it off my finger so that the loop is there. And we're going to tuck these ends into the loop, just like that. And now I'm going to pull. Boop. And that's what the slip part of the slip knot is. And now we are going to put this at the top of our wreath right here. And I'm just going to slide it under the ring like that. And then we're going to tuck the end through the loop. See that? And there we go. Now, since we have the wreath upside down, this is the time to clean up the back if you so choose. And I do choose only for the long red pipe cleaners. You'll recall we twisted them a ton before, so you don't need to twist them anymore unless you've got a twist issue like I do. Okay. We're just going to trim those off. Now you can do the same thing with the sign if you want to. I don't feel like they're long enough for it to be an issue. You can just tuck them down. You never have to cut anything off the back if you don't want to. But if you're looking at potentially maybe gifting a wreath to somebody or even selling a wreath to somebody, then you might want to consider cleaning up the back of your wreath for presentation's sake. To the point where I've seen some creators who, you know, tidy up as we're doing now, but then they also cut out like a big piece of felt and glue that over top of that. You could do that. Whatever blows your hair back. All right. So we got the back tidied up. We've got a string set for our hanging. Are you guys ready for the final reveal? Here we go. What do you think? It's a lot of hearts. It's a lot of love. How do you think it turned out? I am very pleased. This came out really beautiful. Now, I'm going to hang this on my wall, and whenever you hang a wreath, take your time to fluff, adjust, reposition, and make it look full and gorgeous, because you know they're gonna lose a little bit of their shape from time to time. So don't feel bad about pulling something out of storage and being like, oh, it got deflated. Not a big deal. Just repuff, refluff, adjust your ribbon bundles. It's gonna look stunning no matter how you cut it. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. We made this stunning wreath in 2 hours and 20 minutes, and a lot of yapping from Mary. And I hope you enjoyed making it with me. We made this with all materials from the dollar store and super beginner friendly. I hope you enjoyed the bubble method. It's definitely one of my favorite ways to make a base wreath. Look at this gorgeous full base, and all with just a little bit of Deco Mesh. I really loved doing this project. I hope you did too. Join me again. I'm going to be making wreaths every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time up until Valentine's Day. And then beyond that as well, we'll do some Easter, we'll do some spring. It's going to be a blast. I'm super excited. I have so many fun projects planned for the future. And if you're interested in learning some different crafts outside of wreath making, I'm going to be holding a live on Saturday at 4 p.m. where we're going to make some Valentine's Day themed candles. I'm super jazzed about it. And then next week, we'll do some dot painting on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So lots of fun stuff happening here at the IHC Craft Room. I hope you join me. Consider telling a friend. And also, don't forget to subscribe so that we can continue to get crafty together. Toodaloo!